Welcome back to Storm Swords. As you can see, we are loading into Infernal Shrines. There's another replay cast here, and I'm again joined by Nick. This is the mCon versus Snakepit matchup. Hello, Nick. Lustrigan.
Hello. Hello. So we're into game 2 here between mCon and Snakepit. In game 1, Snakepit took a brutal defeat at the hands of mCon, not even taking down a single fort, so they're going to be out for blood this game.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we're going to have mCon the blue side here. Different lineup, so I do apologise not having the drafts here, but the way Heroes Draft website has altered recently. It means they get rid of all the archive drafts, so I have to make sure I screen cap all the drafts as and when they're sent to me. But in the meantime, we're going to have the team captain Pradin playing that Karazhan. We're going to have Philibert on the Jaina, Sizamas on Muradin, Archu playing Sylvanas, and finally Solid SMD on that Tassadar.
And over for the Snake Pit, once again on the red team, we have Peter Rabbit playing on Thrall. We have Dex playing that Brightwing. Soul Whisper once again on that Reyna. Levo on Johanna. And ETC is being rocked by Krablisk.
Yeah, really good to see a Brightwing in this game. Love it. But in the meantime, using Sylvanas to her true potential there in that top lane. mCon taking a nice early tower.
Straight in with that tower once again by on there. See these early tower pushes more and more prominent just as this is going on. So no one in the mid lane at the moment though. So some minions going down there with no experience pickup, but they're going to rotate down and get those.
2 creeps lost from each. Johanna may have missed that red creep.
But mCon very obvious XP lead right now just because of that top tower.
And that's basically all it equates down to, just that top tower. Tassadar actually transitioning up, leaving Thrall. Not going to lose out on any experience there, but nice little swap up just to apply pressure. And I think that's a really smart move by the Tassadar.
And pressure's the name of the game right now. The shrines will come up shortly, and that will be the first big fights we're probably going to see. At the moment, they're just going to try and rotate around and see if they can pick up any targets of opportunity, like that Muradin up top. He takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's that arcane flare from Brightwing. It's not been changed yet. Oh no, it has been changed. Yeah, it was 3 damage, wasn't it already? In the Tron,
it was, yeah.
A lot of damage now in that center. And that stun timing from Krablisk on the ETC was absolutely perfect to hit Muradin by the centre of that. But worked out really well with a chunk of harass damage now. First Shrine's going to spawn, so we're going to get a couple there, but they're going to be harassed away, facing straight.
Yeah, Snakepit just waiting for the rest of their team to rotate down. The Brightwing could teleport down to try and even it nice and early, but they did need to wait for the rest of it. Now they're getting into this fight a bit more. Obviously, the Arcane Flare coming down, putting a lot of damage out, but it will be ETC that is first to fall there in this little fight. Levo going very low, and picked up there by Pradin on that Karazhan, chasing down Dex for the double there. And 3 for nothing for Snakepit.
Yeah, for mCon.
Oh, mCon, sorry. I do apologise. Snakepit.
But Brightwing, without Blink Heal yet, obviously not level 10. No way to escape using any tricksy teleporting shenanigans, so maybe going to struggle against Peter Rabbit. Oh, just going to get annihilated.
Stayed a little bit too long there.
Yeah, revealed himself, and that was that. So the first Punisher, Frozen, not the worst. Well, not the best one, I would say.
Frozen's always an interesting one. I mean, it gives a lot of AoE area around it that's going to be covered by that blast damage. But once you do pull it over the wall, as Krablisk so obviously did there, it's very easy to deal with and very easy to dodge out of those frozen orbs before they explode. Still looks like a fort will be picked up for mCon in this bottom lane, and they have already taken that tower in the top, so if they do get a Punisher later on the top, it's going to be an easier push for them.
So now
pushing.
This is handled not very well, that Snake, or rather handled very well by mCon. Having Tassadar just kind of split soak is nice, but the fact that Punisher took a fort, normally the first Punishers don't. They just pressure the wall, and that's about it. But they maybe even take the wall and the gate and stuff. But yeah, taking a fort with the first Punisher is a really good spot for mCon to be in right now.
Yeah, they did the right thing in pulling it over the wall. That's the way you normally deal with these Punishers. At the early level, you pull them over the wall, the enemy team then can't back up that Punisher, so you as a team can deal with that very easily. But Krabalisk seemed to be on his own trying to take that down, and meant that it wasn't there. However, fight going down at the shrine. Peter Rabbit is going to fall, and Philibert is falling a little bit lower. Snakepit not able to even that though, so another pickup. 5-0 over to mCon.
We're going to take that the siege camp here, the Cosmo mercenaries, but they got interrupted by the Murder and the Jaina coming in, and they are going to end up getting cleaned up by the Murder and the Jaina. So, potentially going to have a fight here. Power slide in, Krabalisk. There it is.
Oh, there it is, just on the tip. Can they push them off? That bar's a little bit more red than it was, but not really moving. Dex is falling very, very low and is going to have to move his way out of there. But Krabalisk and Levo pushing it over to the red side.
God,
red
that
mercenaries.
Movement there. He dodged about 4 skill shots, I swear. He was just, that is on a highlight reel right there, that dodge. But no, that was a really, really
He's
good
got his dancing shoes on.
Yeah, just a constant fluttering from that little butterfly. Fairy dragon, but you know. So yeah, that was a good siege camp defense there from Snakepit. Still showing signs of life. Not going to be outed by mCon just yet. Sorry.
And the second shrine is up. It's a good time for the fight. It's going to start away right now. So Achu falling very, very low as the big plays coming out there from Krabalisk on the ETC. Semilaz is now trying to go in. Levo pulling everything back in, and Krabalisk pushing them out. He's going to fall.
Yeah, those power slides doing really, really well to disrupt the enemy team, but he was just caught out too much, and the Brightman couldn't heal him, couldn't get that close in, so that means the ETC is going to fall. mCon then take the advantage and not taking that many minion kills at the moment, just trading on the carries and doing that as they harass and push back the rest of the team.
But the all-important 10 has been ticked over there for mCon. It was the time Snakepit had to fight. They could see mCon were coming up to level 10, and once they got level 10, it was going to be a lot harder for them to fight. So they took the fight they could, but didn't pay off for them.
Yeah, no, I mean, they are still trying to contest this. It is 33-7 at the moment, so probably not going to end up working, especially with those ultimates coming in. Well, it's a big ring of cross as well as the center-side strike coming down. Krabalisk is going to fall. Well, in a moment, no. ETC is actually going to manage to slide himself out, but Brightwing and Rainer already falling down. That is,
3 of them managing to sneak out there. It is currently 9-0 for mCon. Snakepit haven't got a kill on mCon yet, and it is starting to show.
Yeah, we're going to have heavy pings out here from mCon there, looking to try and take that top 4 potentially. But in the meantime, Peter Rabbit doing a good job drawing that Mortar Punisher away from the enemy team and into the range of his tabs.
It looks like it will probably be another fort for mCon here as they do pressure onto that mid. Tassadar once again has roamed down to try and get a bit of soak. So it is only the 3 of them pushing in there.
Yeah, he just moved back up to join his team. Dropping down a questionable force wall, didn't really do anything, but the Punisher's going to jump over this wall and should be cleaned up pretty quickly there. Although with a Sylvanas from the team outside of mCon, that is going to be a really, really quick takedown on at least one of the turrets. Maybe 2. They did take the gate as well, yeah, that second tower looks like
two sets of gates and a fort there. Really strong positioning here for mCon, and there's fight.
Landing only on the Brightwing, but the force wall on top of that, just trapping the Thrall and the ETC in. Johanna falling low on the side, and Thrall's going to end up dying. So another kill for mCon, 10-0, as you pointed out earlier. And that means it's going to be able to take this out.
What Snakepit need to do right now is they need to get themselves that little bit extra experience, get themselves to 10, so they can feel that they're not too off-footing here, and see if they can take a good fight against mCon, because they're not out of these fights. They're still showing signs of life here.
Yeah, they're putting up a really good fight despite being 3 levels and heroics down. In fact, 3.5 now as mCon do hit level 13 and get 2 talent points ahead. That's crazy.
2 talent points is very, very big here, but
this fort should be sacrificed. They should completely ignore it and just go and soak the lanes. That would be the best thing, because the fort's going to fall regardless whether or not they're there. And I think we're wasting a bit of time. So Snakepit potentially not quite playing this right to get back into this game, but again, they've not lost yet, and that's the most important thing. So we had a bit of a pause there, as you can see by the chat. This is a replay analysis, and the pauses are wiped out.
So we are on that final shrine here up in the top lane. At the moment, mCon have spread out across the map to pick up mercenaries, so aren't actually pushing anywhere near that top lane. And it looks like the Snakepit are going to try and get semi-Azers, but we're not able to get that, so instead we'll settle for his Bruiser camp.
Yeah, it's a really, really good play there, taking those bruisers. That demonic summoner, really, really good for pushing, but is only going to get one summoner on those little hellhounds. Meanwhile, Tassadar falling, the Sundering coming up from Thrall. Jane is going to get caught out. Gets a nice shield from the Tassadar in order to stay alive. The Ring of Frost not hitting anyone, but doing some good cover. And meanwhile, the Muradin just wailing on Soul Whisper in the background. mCon, that size mass on that Muradin just constantly in your face, just in the back line, really, really irritating the team of Snakepit. And if he's there harassing the Reyna, that's so much damage that's not being done to the rest of the team of mCon. So that's a really good play there by the Muradin.
So 18 season marksman stacks on that Reyna. His damage is slowly getting more and more. ETC is going to fall though, and mCon are going to take this opportunity to do as much damage as they can. They're going to take down the Thrall as well. A nice pull in there from Levo is going to ensure that Brightwing kill goes down, and now they're free to chase down the Reyna. Just Levo left,
and
all
yeah,
on her own.
Falling. They've got slows, they've got stuns, they've got whatever you need. And in fact, they're just going to leave the Jaina and just ignore the Johanna over.
Bit too much effort.
Just taking a keep right now. Now the main issue with Snakepit in that fight there was they went all in for a Tassadar, who, you know, he's got phase shift and prescience. He can just leave at any point when he wants to. He left and they ended up using good sundering there by the Thrall. As in fact, the Caradon take a lot of damage. Going to end up falling here for a really, really good Ring of Frost, locking a couple people in. Plus the Mosh Pit going off, getting interrupted there quite quickly. What meant that Crabless Mosh Pit, power slide in, wasn't as effective as it could have been.
So after that little fight, 16-1 in favour of mCon, and that centre keep is down. So we're going to have catapults charging down that mid lane. A lot of pressure. And yeah, mCon are going to be free to go and mop up the Punisher up in top lane.
Yeah, and I mean, just pointing out the experience lead again, they are a full 4 levels ahead. They've now just hit that 5th level ahead, just about. So they're again 2 talent points ahead. And on top of that, that wave that they just soaked up to gain that lead was a big wave. They're still fighting these big waves of soak experience-wise, but meanwhile there's a fight happening. Thrall's going to pop immediately. Emerald win from the Brightwing. Not the blink kill I expected. Seen a couple times though so far. Going to come down, try and cover the retreat, but it's not going to be enough, as we're going to see 4 falling. Muradin going on to Soul Whisper on that Reyna again. Going to get stunned down, slowed up, body blocked, and
no escape on that Reyna, unfortunately. So once he was the last man standing, he was eventually going to fall. So this is going to be a push on for mCon.
Yeah, who are 2 talent points ahead and showing a really, really, really dominating performance so far in this game and in fact this league.
Is this their first game of the league, or is this have they done?
This is the first game that we are casting, or any of us are casting, of the league whatsoever. I don't know if you'll be joining me for the next ones that I cast, Nick. You'll definitely be joining me later on, but
yeah,
the schedule's a bit booked, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing how mCon do. They do look like they're very strong for this group.
Something that we didn't mention at all, I mean, I did make a point that we were going to, because the talents are there for everyone to see, to ignore them a little bit at the start, but Sylvanas has taken possession.
Oh yeah, I did not notice that.
Meanwhile, we have the Avatar popped in as a contestant for this hybrid comes out, but Emerald Win plus Sundering means that there's not going to be anything mCon can do to secure that hybrid camp, although they are going to be able to clean up the rest of the team of Snakepit, and only Crabless surviving on that ETC.
Soul Whisper's still alive as well.
He backed up as well, but
yeah, but the Punisher is now pushing on top. That keep is going to fall very, very quickly, and it is the Arcane Punisher walking up to the core with nearly full health. The GG has been called by Levo, and this looks like it's a second win for mCon.
Yep, And they advance in the
Yeah.
league. They 2-0 Snakepit, which means that they go up 1 win. That doesn't give them 2 wins, but points. That's just 3 points in the league. They go 1 win for their next game, and Snakepit, they're 1-0 down. They can still come back. You can still win.
24 kills to 1 there. Praden, you have to be ashamed. You were the one that fell. Team captain took one for the team.
Scrub. I'm just quickly looking at the damage charts here. The Jaina putting so much work in. The Reyna actually did a lot as well, slightly more than the Sylvanas, but the rest of the team just couldn't follow it up. The Thrall and the ETC, ETC Johanna, fantastic peel for the Reyna and for the Thrall, but the Thrall just carried on getting focused and taken down immediately, and the Reyna was just harassed constantly by the Muradin. So yeah,
there are times where it is difficult to be a melee hero, and that is definitely one of them.
So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Nick, thanks for joining me.
No problem. I look forward to seeing both these teams in their future games.
Yes.